The distress signal. The deep space exploration vessel Horizon drifted silently through the void, its massive hull gleaming under the light of unfamiliar stars. Captain Elena Vasquez stood on the observation deck, her eyes fixed on the holographic display that showed their position relative to known space. 6 months into their mission to chart the Perseus arm, they had ventured farther than any human expedition before them. "Captain, you need to see this," came the voice of Communications Officer Raj Patel, usually calm and collected, but now there was an unmistakable edge to his words. Vasquez made her way to the bridge, where the crew was gathered around Patel's station. The communications officer's fingers danced across his console, isolating and enhancing a signal that pulsed rhythmically through the ship's speakers. "It started 15 minutes ago," Patel explained. "Pattern repeats every 22 seconds. Definitely artificial, definitely not random." Dr. Marcus Chen, the ship's xenolinguist, leaned forward. "It's structured too precisely to be background radiation or stellar phenomena." "Can you decode it?" Vasquez asked. "Origin point." Lieutenant Commander Jackson Cole, her executive officer, gestured to the star map. "Binary system designation HD 219134, approximately 2 light days from our position. Any registered colonies or outposts in that system?" "None," Cole replied. "It's outside Alliance territory, technically neutral space, though the Sire T Imperium has made claims in this sector." Vasquez considered her options. The Horizon was an exploratory vessel, not a warship, though it carried defensive capabilities. They weren't equipped for rescue operations, but the Concordat was clear: all signatories were obligated to respond to distress signals when able. "Set course for the signal's origin," she ordered, "but approach with caution. Full sensor sweep once we're in range." As the Horizon altered its trajectory, Vasquez gathered her senior staff in the conference room. The ship's AI, Aya, projected an enhanced image of the binary system. "The signal originates from the third planet orbiting the larger star," Aya announced. "Atmosphere, nitrogen-oxygen mix. Gravity, 0, 92 Earth standard. Habitable, though the climate appears more arid than Earth norm." Dr. Elisa Washington, the chief medical officer, studied the readings. "Any life signs?" "Affirmative," Aya responded. "Evidence of large-scale metropolitan centers, primarily in the northern hemisphere. Energy signatures indicate a civilization roughly equivalent to Earth's mid-22nd century technology. Not significantly behind us," observed Security Chief Liam Torres, a former Marine with implanted combat enhancements barely visible beneath his dark skin. "The question," Cole interjected, "is who's attacking them? The signal specifically mentioned an invasion force." Chen cleared his throat. "It could be the VRA. They've been expanding aggressively for the past decade." Torres shook his head. "VRA usually don't waste time with invasion. They prefer orbital bombardment followed by colonization of the ruins. Whoever it is. Our priority is to assess the situation and render assistance if possible," Vasquez said firmly. "We all know the protocols." What remained unspoken was the reality of their situation. Earth's position in the galactic community was precarious at best. Humans had emerged onto the cosmic stage to find themselves classified as Deathworlders, a species that evolved on planets with extreme conditions, resulting in physiological and psychological adaptations that other species found alarming. "We'll reach the system in 18 hours, Cole reported. "I recommend yellow alert status until we know what we're dealing with." "Agreed." Vasquez nodded. "And prepare the shuttlecraft if we need to make planetfall. I want to be ready." The Horizon dropped out of FTL on the outskirts of the HD 219134 system, its sensors immediately sweeping the area for threats. What they found exceeded their worst expectations. "Multiple vessels in orbit around the third planet," reported Lieutenant Nadia Volkov from Tactical. "I count 16 ships of varying sizes. Design doesn't match anything in our database." "Signs of conflict?" "Affirmative," Vasquez asked. Orbital debris consistent with destroyed satellites and defense platforms. Thermal readings indicate multiple ground strikes within the last 48 hours. The distress signal is still active. Patel added, it's coming from a structure near the northern pole, possibly a government installation or military command center. Are we in range for direct communication? Yes, Captain, but there's significant interference, likely deliberate jamming from the orbital vessels. Break through it, she ordered. Find me a clear channel. After several tense minutes, the main viewscreen flickered to life, showing a dimly lit room where 3 humanoid figures huddled around what appeared to be a communications console. Their skin had a faint bluish tinge, with elongated craniums and wide, dark eyes. They wore simple garments that shimmered slightly, suggesting advanced fabrics. This is Captain Alina Vasquez of the Earth exploration vessel Horizon, she announced. We received your distress signal and have come to offer assistance. The aliens exchanged glances before one stepped forward. I am First Speaker Theo of the Luminary Concord. We thank you for responding, though we feared none would come. Please explain your situation, Vasquez urged. Who is attacking you, and why? They call themselves the Vra Dominion, Theo replied, his tone grave. They arrived without warning 10 cycles ago. Their demands were simple, total surrender and integration into their empire, or annihilation. We refused. Chen whispered, troubled, I've heard rumors of them in xenoanthropological journals. They're religious expansionists who believe in forcibly uplifting other species through conquest. On screen, Theo continued, our defenses were inadequate. We are scientists and artists, not warriors. Our world will fall within days without intervention. Vasquez's mind raced through the diplomatic, ethical, and practical implications. The Horizon carried only 120 personnel, most of them scientists. Their defensive capabilities were designed for deterrence, not extended warfare. First Speaker, she said, we are not a military vessel. Our capacity to assist is limited. A thunderous sound interrupted Theo, the image shaking violently. They've begun another bombardment, he cried, fear evident in his voice. Our shields cannot withstand much more. Send us all the tactical information you have on their forces, Torres interjected. Ship capabilities, weapon systems, deployment patterns. Theo nodded, transmitting now. Human friends, you should know the Vra have encountered your kind before. They consider humans particularly dangerous. Their commander will target you specifically if you reveal yourselves. That gave Vasquez pause. How exactly did they describe humans? They called you Deathworlders, Theo replied. Said your species was too unpredictable and resilient to be safely integrated. The Vra rarely exterminate, preferring assimilation, but they have standing orders to eliminate humans on sight. Taz and Vasquez exchanged glances. Humanity's reputation had preceded them, for better or worse. Transmission complete, Patel announced. We have their tactical data. Stand by. First Speaker, Vasquez said before ordering the channel muted, we will assist you, but we'll need to coordinate our efforts closely. The Horizon will approach your position under stealth protocols. Meanwhile, prepare to receive a small team of our specialists who can help integrate our technologies. Relief visibly washed over Theo's alien features. We are eternally grateful, Captain Vasquez, he said. But I must warn you, the Vra are ruthless and determined. They have conquered 17 worlds before ours. Vasquez allowed herself a small smile. They haven't dealt with Earth humans before, First Speaker. We specialize in beating impossible odds. Back on the Horizon, she turned to her crew. Deploy countermeasures to mask our approach. Ready the assault shuttle. Captain, Torres said, select your best security personnel for the ground team. And Dr. Washington, prepare medical protocols for potential luminary casualties. Cole asked, for now, we observe and prepare. Yes, Vasquez replied. But make no mistake, if they force our hand, we'll show them exactly why Deathworlders are feared across the galaxy. The assault shuttle descended through the atmosphere of the luminary homeworld, its stealth systems engaged to avoid detection by the VRA fleet. Inside, Chief Torres briefed his team of 6 security specialists, all veterans with combat experience, all products of Earth's higher gravity and evolutionary pressures. The Luminary Command Center is located beneath this mountain range, Torres explained, pointing to the holographic display. Their shielding technology has kept the VRA from detecting it, but those shields are failing. Our mission is to reinforce their defenses and gather intelligence on VRA capabilities. Lieutenant Maya Rodriguez, the team's combat engineer, studied the schematics. Their energy matrix looks compatible with our systems. I could boost their shield efficiency by 30% with the equipment we brought. Remember, Torres nodded, these people aren't soldiers. They've never experienced warfare on this scale, they'll be terrified, possibly in shock. Why not evacuate them? Asked Sergeant Chen, checking the seals on his combat exoskeleton. Torres shook his head. 2 reasons. First, there are billions of luminary. The horizon can carry maybe 1,000 at most. Second, this is their homeworld, they have nowhere else to go. So we teach them to fight? Corporal Amara Okafor asked. Fight? Torres corrected. We teach them to survive. The luminary facility was a marvel of elegant design, crystalline structures channeled light throughout the underground complex, and advanced technology was integrated seamlessly with natural formations. But signs of strain were evident, emergency lighting flickered intermittently, and wounded luminary were being treated in what appeared to be a meditation hall converted to a makeshift medical bay. Your defenses? Torres asked as they walked. Failing, the luminary engineer admitted. Our shields were designed to withstand natural disasters, not concentrated energy weapons. The VRA have methodically targeted our power generators. We have perhaps 2 days before total shield collapse. In the command center, First Speaker Theo greeted them personally. Unlike the image transmitted to the horizon, in person his skin displayed subtle patterns of bioluminescence that shifted with his emotions, currently a deep blue, which Dr. Washington had explained indicated distress. The VRA commander has demanded our surrender again, Theo reported. They've given us until the next planetary rotation to comply. Have they detected our ship? Torres asked. No, Theo replied. Your stealth technology is effective. Then we have surprise on our side, Torres said. That's more valuable than you might think. Rodriguez had already begun integrating their equipment with the luminary systems, working alongside their engineers with remarkable efficiency. Their energy manipulation technology is incredible, she reported. They can channel and amplify power in ways our science barely theorizes. Can you weaponize it? Torres asked bluntly. The luminary engineers exchanged troubled glances. We have never developed weapons of mass destruction, one explained. It violates our most sacred principles. I respect your principles, Torres replied, but the VRA don't. We're not asking you to build planet killers, just defenses with enough teeth to make them reconsider this invasion. Aboard the Horizon, Captain Vasquez watched as the VRA fleet maintained its orbital blockade. Their ships were arranged in a precise geometric pattern that suggested a highly ordered military doctrine. Analysis complete, Aya reported. VRA vessels show uniformity in design and tactical deployment. They favor overwhelming force rather than adaptation. Species that evolve in stable environments often develop rigid thinking patterns, Cole observed. They excel at planned operations but struggle with chaos and improvisation. Exactly why Deathworlders like us are so unsettling to them, Vasquez nodded. We thrive on adaptation because our planet never gave us a choice. Dr. Chen had been studying the limited data they had on VRA culture. Their society appears structured around absolutes, those they believe can be uplifted through integration, and those they must eradicate. They've placed humans in the latter category. Indeed, Vasquez said grimly. But there's something else, their belief system requires formal challenges and responses. They don't just attack, they announce their intentions and give their targets an opportunity to submit. It's ritualistic. Her eyes narrowed thoughtfully. So they expect a certain protocol to be followed even in warfare. Precisely, Chen agreed. Deviate from that protocol, and we disrupt their entire operational framework. Open a channel directly to the VRA command vessel, Vasquez ordered. Make it impossible for them to ignore. On the planet's surface, Torres's team had made significant progress. Rodriguez and the luminary engineers had successfully integrated Earth technology with their energy systems, strengthening the shields protecting the command center. More importantly, they had adapted several luminary energy conduits into makeshift defensive weapons. These won't win a war, Rodriguez explained to Theo. But they'll give the VRA something to think about. Theo's skin rippled with patterns of green and gold, curiosity and hope, according to Dr. Washington's crash course in luminary emotional signaling. Your species approaches problems differently than ours, he observed. Where we seek harmony, you seek advantage. It's how we survived. Earth tried to kill us 1,000 different ways, Torres replied. We had to become adaptable or perish. Their work was interrupted by a communication from the horizon. Captain is about to engage the VRA directly, Cole reported. Be ready for anything. Vasquez stood on the bridge as the main viewscreen activated, revealing the interior of the VRA command vessel. The alien commander resembled an upright reptile, with mottled gray skin and vertical pupils set in a triangular head. Elaborate ceremonial armor covered its torso, marked with symbols of rank and achievement. This is Captain Elena Vasquez of the Earth vessel Horizon, she announced without preamble. You are attacking a peaceful civilization in violation of multiple provisions of the Galactic Concordat. The VRA commander's pupils contracted to slits. Earth vessel, your presence is unexpected and unwelcome. The species designated luminary are scheduled for ascension into the Dominion. This is a sacred process you cannot comprehend. I comprehend conquest wrapped in religious justification, Vasquez replied coolly. Withdraw your forces immediately. The commander hissed, displaying rows of sharp teeth. Your vessel is outnumbered 16-1, human. The species designated Homo sapiens has been classified as unsuitable for ascension. You will be eliminated if you interfere. Before you make that decision, Vasquez said, you should know that we've integrated our technology with the luminary defenses. Additionally, I've transmitted our coordinates to Earth Fleet Command. If the horizon is destroyed, a battle group will be dispatched to investigate. You lie, the commander replied, but uncertainty had crept into its voice. VRA records indicate you've encountered humans before. Then you know we're Deathworlders, Vasquez continued. We evolved on a planet that constantly tried to kill us. Our bodies are adapted to higher gravity, extreme temperature variations, and toxins that would incapacitate most species. We can endure pain that would send your warriors into shock. As she spoke, tactical data from Torres's team streamed across her console. The luminary defenses were now operational, and modified with human ingenuity to present a much more formidable challenge. This is your final warning, Vasquez concluded. Withdraw, or face the consequences. The VRA commander performed what appeared to be a religious gesture. The ascendancy does not retreat. Prepare to, Vasquez cut the transmission. All hands, battle stations. Tactical, target their lead vessel's propulsion systems. Fire when ready. The horizon emerged from its stealth approach, energy weapons lancing out to strike the VRA flagship's engines. The surprise attack caught the alien vessel unprepared, its shields flickered under the precise assault. Direct hit. Volkov reported. Their propulsion is compromised, as expected. The remaining VRA ships are maintaining formation rather than pursuing, Cole observed. They're waiting for orders. Their rigid command structure is a weakness. Now for Phase 2, Vasquez said. Signal Torres on the planet's surface. Torres received the command. Activate the energy web, he ordered. Rodriguez and the Luminary engineers initiated their modified defense system across the northern continent. Hidden energy nodes activated simultaneously, creating a lattice of force that enveloped the region. The VRA ground forces, who had been methodically advancing toward population centers, suddenly found themselves cut off from orbital support, their communications and transport systems interfered with by the web. The web is holding, Rodriguez reported. Their ground troops are isolated. Torres opened a channel to the stranded VRA forces. Attention, VRA ground commander, your orbital support has been neutralized, and your communications are blocked. Your options are surrender or annihilation. In orbit, the VRA fleet finally began to respond to the Horizon's attack, but their coordinated movements had become disjointed. The flagship, damaged and unable to maneuver effectively, could no longer coordinate their previously perfect formation. They're targeting us with everything they have, Volkov warned as the ship shuddered under enemy fire. Evasive pattern Delta, Vasquez ordered. Use the planet's magnetic field to disrupt their targeting systems. The Horizon dove toward the luminary world, skimming the upper atmosphere where magnetic interference was strongest. As predicted, the VRA weapons struggled to maintain lock, their energy beams dissipated harmlessly. Their tactical doctrine doesn't account for atmospheric combat, Cole noted. They're trying to adapt, but their responses are slow. That's our advantage, Vasquez replied. We adapt faster because we always have to. On the surface, the situation had reached a critical juncture. The isolated VRA ground forces, realizing their vulnerable position, launched a desperate assault on the Luminary Command Center. Perimeter breached in Section 4, Surgeon Chen reported over the tactical network. Enemy forces advancing. Torres led his team to the threatened section, where VRA soldiers in powered armor forced their way through a damaged shield barrier. The aliens were physically imposing, taller than humans, with natural armor plating and enhanced strength, but they had evolved on a world with 0.8 Earth gravity, in controlled environments designed to minimize risk and maximize efficiency. They had never faced the chaotic, instinctive combat style of human deathworlders. Engage at will, Torres commanded. Show them what Earthborn fighters can do. The security team moved with practiced precision, their bodies enhanced by both natural evolutionary advantages and technological augmentation. They fought not with brute force, but with adaptability, constantly changing tactics to prevent the VRA from establishing an effective counter-strategy. Corporal Okafor demonstrated why humans were feared in close combat, her movements unpredictable as she exploited weaknesses in the VRA armor. Rodriguez remotely manipulated the facility's energy systems, creating localized shield failures that trapped enemy soldiers in containment fields. The VRA, accustomed to enemies who either surrendered immediately or fought according to predictable patterns, found themselves outmaneuvered by a smaller force that refused to behave as expected. In orbit, the battle had reached a similar turning point. Though outgunned, the Horizon had managed to disable 3 VRA vessels through precision strikes at vulnerable points identified in the luminary data. Their formation is breaking down, Volkov reported with satisfaction. They're dividing into smaller tactical units. That's what we wanted, Vasquez nodded. Specific targeting, hit their command and control nodes. The Horizon executed a series of maneuvers that would have subjected its crew to lethal G-forces if not for inertial dampeners, and their natural resilience. The VRA were caught off